All right, here we go. VSC, VSC, VSC.
Good
Good morning. In
morning.
case you didn't see, VSC stands for Virtual Shopping Channel on this thing that's falling off. Okay. Good morning, because you never know. Someone new could be watching. Maybe. I don't know. Hello, and welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The VSC edition.
There you go. Right. I'm Rebecca. As I flourish my mask reveal, I am the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in little hazy, pretty sunny, gonna get hot, Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
Yep.
Put a spot on my glasses.
Well then. I always think it's funny because you're like the weather person, but I'm the one who talks about the weather in the opener now. I don't know how that started. I think I got distracted and looking out the window and I'm like, it's Brevard. What's Brevard? I don't know.
It's hot here for us.
For us.
We were talking to some
Shout
people.
out to Ann in Las Vegas. What was it, 109 last night?
Yeah.
So, but it's a dry heat. That doesn't make it any, that might make it better, but it's still freaking hot.
And shout out to Jessica, who's in Georgia with the unbearable humidity.
And 90 something. Yeah. It was like mid 90s for her last night. So, we had this like running competition kind of, but not really, you know.
We will complain and complain about our 80s, but we are very thankful that they're 80s and not 90s.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So love your dress, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm not that you all can see it because she's crocheting and holding it right in front of it, but shout out to Carol because she saw the beginnings of that. So did I. It looks really pretty.
Thank you.
That's batik fabric?
It's batik. And I was like, I saw it online and I was like, I must have a dress.
So, okay, side tangent for that's not related to the shop. Where did you see that online in case someone actually likes fabric?
Fabric.com.
Fabric.com. There you go.
It's one of my, if I'm not looking specifically for quilt fabric, or if I'm looking for something that I can't find in a store or whatever, I'll just order it off fabric.com.
Are their colors pretty accurate, do you think?
Yes and no.
I think it's hard for anyone online.
It's hard, right? For
I'm always curious now that
photograph and
now that I know how hard it is to photograph and put it online, I ask because I'm curious.
Yeah, the colors are always a little off, you know.
But it's close enough that
it's close enough that I'm like, I have a good idea of what it is.
I only learned recently that how much what you're looking at it on, like your computer, your phone, like there's a calibration that could be off or just could be different. So like so many people will blame it on
the photography.
And sometimes it absolutely is the photography, but sometimes it's what you're viewing it on. And not to blame you, viewing it, but not realizing that that's distorting it.
Well, when you think about like they're going to take the pictures with the camera or their phone, and then they're going to upload those to a monitor.
Yeah.
And then
try to edit it there.
And then it goes through the cyberwebs and it shows up on a billion different devices. Well, every device is a little different.
And even like I see on Knit and Chat, someone saying, here's the picture of it online and here's what I'm holding in my hands. And even what that's still a picture they're viewing through like their screenshot of how they saw it. So it's still not a true comparison necessarily. It's just, it's complicated. No, the other reason I ask where you found it is because we have people who come up all the time. They see our sign that says Sun Dragon Art and Fiber, and somehow they think fiber means fabric. We don't have any fabric here. And maybe there's a very good reason. Maybe there is that equivalency in a lot of places. Like for some people, fiber does not mean yarn. For a lot of yarnies, it does. And that's why it's in our name. But it's always fascinating. People think fiber means a lot of different things when we really just mean yarn. So we sometimes have some roving here, which is the step before yarn, which you can use to spin yarn or needle felt or do all kinds of fun things. We don't have very much of that right now either. Anyway, maybe
put in the comments if you've ever thought of fabric as
fiber. Yeah. If you
Because I've
hear
never
the word
thought of-
fiber and you're like, of course that means fabric, please explain it to me, because I'm willing to learn, but it's always kind of puzzled me.
Yeah.
You know. So obviously, I mean, we say this as a disclaimer on the Dear Becky and Lizzy all the time. Obviously, our experience is not all there is to life, and we are not the experts, but we can talk from our experience, right? So yeah. So there's that. Okay. It's the VSC. It's Wednesday, which means we try to sell you stuff. Honestly, that's what it means. And we talk about some of the wonderful things we have in our shop. Yay. We had someone come in yesterday and go, there's so much yarn here. And I look around and go, but we don't have enough. So
we have enough.
But do we? We don't have every color people are looking for, and we don't have every thickness and
Okay, so if you're looking for every color and every thickness, you have to basically warehouse everything.
And some people do have a warehouse, but we don't.
And that doesn't work well for an LYS. Like,
yeah, they'll say, but why don't you have this specific brand of yarn? Not the people yesterday. They were wonderful. It's some people will say, but I'm looking for this specific brand and you carry Barocco. So why don't you have this specific line of Barocco? Because just saying Barocco does not mean all of it, or Plymouth or Cascade, the big companies. They make so much yarn. We could not fit it all here.
We had,
even if we only had like just Plymouth.
We had somebody who came in a while ago, and it might have been before the world ended or after we started shopping appointments, came in looking for a very specific color of a chunky Mirasol that we have, because we have the yarn she was looking for, and she came in and she was like, I need this color, and it had been discontinued, but the yarn shop she had bought that color from just a couple months before had it.
But they might have stockpiled it before it was discontinued.
Yeah.
And they had a sample in that or something. So she figured because it was the color that this thing was knit in, everybody would have it. It's not always the way the world works. I have so many samples I've started for the shop that as I started, they discontinue the color. And I'm just so sad. But
note to self, if you see a sample in a yarn at a yarn shop, there is a chance that that yarn is not available without ordering it, or if it's even been,
sometimes
if it hasn't
we get
been discontinued. Yeah, a lot of knitters or crocheters want to do it in the sample colors,
and they buy that out. Or sometimes the sample they send us is not a color that we have stocked in the shop. It's just we get whatever they have on hand. That's why I try to do a lot of the samples myself, but that means potentially not sleeping. So what do you want, an awake and alert Rebecca, or do you want lots of shop samples? Someone who can put together a complete sentence, or lots of kind of half done shop samples. Yeah, so let's find a happy medium. No, I'll wrap up with this. We really try hard. If someone brings us a pattern that is for a specific yarn we don't carry, or the colors out, or what have you, we try really hard to find you an equivalent.
Yes.
It may not be an exact equivalent because another yarn company, like we might not be able to get the exact same thing from another company, but we'll try to find you the best match we have in the shop, or suggest something we think will work. Now, I also like to say there's no guarantees. I don't like to make promises I can't keep, is my phrase, of just because it's labeled as being in the same category of thickness or weight, and it's close to the same fiber content, does not mean it's going to behave the same. So, there's lots of caveats.
So many things that it's like predicting the weather. There are 13 different indices.
Get mad at the meteorologist. Okay. So what are we talking about today? We had one of those mornings again where we came in and went, I don't know. What? Yeah. We have
those quite often, actually.
Yeah. I am still getting to a place where I'm able to put absolutely like a yarn we have not put up online. There's still a couple of yarns in the shop we haven't gotten online. And there are still a few colors of yarns. Like we just got a new Noro Ito in yesterday. Oh, Noro is another one that like they keep coming out with new yarns and they're all wonderful. But to try to have all the lines of yarn that Noro makes here in the shop, in all the colorways that would be wonderful to have in the shop, oh my gosh, we'd go broke and there isn't enough space. So
And we'd only please about half the people, because half the people we know love Noro and half
of
people
them can't
don't.
stand it.
Yeah. So it's
oh my gosh, but I want everyone to be happy, Liz. It's not possible.
You own a yarn shop. It's not
possible. It's like,
possible.
what were you thinking? I was thinking I wanted to bring the joy of yarn to everyone.
Joy of yarn to everyone, but we can't have everything. We're not yarn.com.
No. Anyone who comes
and
in
even
here,
yarn.com doesn't have everything.
And anyone who comes in here and says, I like knitting and crocheting and I want to open a yarn shop, you need more than that to open a yarn shop.
Why would you do that?
Why would you punish yourself that way? But I knew what I was getting into. I mean, not all of it, but I had a fair idea of the struggles that would happen with a yarn shop. But there's been so many more rewards.
You were a minion for
a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over at Bumbleberry Yarn and Gifts in Clarksville, Georgia, which doesn't exist anymore.
You decided, even after being a minion, that opening a yarn shop would be a...
Yeah. I had dreams of opening a yarn shop before I became a minion.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I spent time as a minion, because it taught me so much about the yarn business. If I had tried to open a yarn shop back when I lived in Pennsylvania and had this dream of doing it, no.
I have been a minion for almost 3 years, and no. Like,
but no, I have to say though, like, there have been so many more joys than struggles.
I love being a minion. It is the best and the worst
She's
job
found her place.
because of yarn.
Her happy place.
But to be in charge of a yarn shop, no.
This is why I have a gray streak right here.
No,
I actually do love it, but it's not easy, but I love it anyway. I love the connections I make with people, and when I can help people, like, more than the back end part of it that I do more of the time. But I digress. What are we going to talk about today, Liz?
We.
Why the sarcastic we? What?
Because
she looked around and went, ooh.
I reorganized yarn, and then there were holes over there behind Rebecca, and I moved yarn off the wall. And
disclaimer, side note, she tried doing the organizational thing I wanted her to do, and I decided it looked bad. We didn't even have a chance to show you because I went to visit the bank and she moved it all back again. So
because she was like, we'll give it a day since you did all this hard work, and came back 5 minutes later and it was done.
Did we showed on the
you switched
I switched a couple things so you could see it, and when she switched all of it, it looked too busy. I think I would rather have it be like half of the rack is DK and half is fingering, or like you have it now. And like you have it now, which is like DK and fingering are side by side. It looks pretty. We will probably have to double check everybody's purchases, but that's okay. Right? I don't know. Anyway. So my second digression or third?
I redid this, and then I redid what's behind Rebecca, and you can see the Ayni.
And look, it doesn't look like as much of a hole right there.
Oh no, I put yarn up there too. I was very productive yesterday.
There's still a hole, but it's hidden. Okay.
It's gonna get all
sorry. Part of our upper echelons of the Patreon, we mentioned yesterday we have a Patreon account. And we have a few more people who subscribed. Thank you so much. We have like Donna and Dinah, and I don't know if anyone else knew from our credits from yesterday. We will have more people in the credits today. If I missed you, I'm sorry, because part of the upper echelons, you get more shout outs on the show if we remember. And some of the upper levels have been promised some behind the scenes footage, which means we have to create that at some point. So we might make little fun videos of like, look, there's the hole in the wall that you didn't see. And we'll post it. I think we can post it to the Patreon account, but only the upper patrons can see it. I'm still figuring this out, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, some of you who pledged a little more, and thank you very much. Thank you to anyone who pledged, by the way. And if you would like to, we'll put it in the link below. I'm getting this out of the way now. There's a method to my madness, maybe. And Yeah, if you want to get behind the scenes, look for that in the levels, right? But I forgot where I was going. Oh, we'll make some fun videos and figure out how to do it. You know, so more of the, I don't know if all of it will be G-rated, unfortunately, because this is the family friendly part. I don't think we'll do it anything on purpose, but yeah. Anyway,
so I put all the Ayni.
Oh, look, and there's some Ayni right here.
I found an entire tub.
I'm trying to look at right from here over.
Yeah. I found an entire tub of Ayni that was all extra because, okay, so Ayni's been the colors.
So what is Ayni, Liz?
Ayni is,
and then let's talk about why we have so much of some of it.
Is an Amano yarn. It is 80% baby alpaca and 20% silk.
And Amano is this wonderful company that totally is based in Peru, and everything's done down in Peru. And, you know, there's very much supporting the people who are making the yarn and all this fabulous stuff. If you check out Amano on Instagram, it's got, okay, let me see that logo. I'm speaking louder because the mic is set up differently, but look for that little logo with the little swoopies right there. Okay, go ahead, Liz. Sorry.
It's Puyu's smaller sibling. Thinner sibling.
Puyu. Oh, okay.
Baby Butts and Unicorn Kisses is the same fiber content. It's just really
fiber
fluffy
content. And that's why I went, is it? Because Puyu.
These are the thinner.
Yeah, Puyu is, I do want to make the distinction. Puyu that we've talked about and some people have bought is a chainette. So it's kind of like an interwoven shell, like a braid that, you know, they poof things into the center of, and it's big and airy and feels like a down jacket type warmth, you know, not heavy, but warm.
Same fibers, different spin.
Yes, this is actually spun and twisted. So there is a twist to it rather than that chainette thing. But yes, I'm sorry. Aside, I had to clarify. That's my third or fourth digression, but that's not as much of a digression. That's an explanation.
It is. So we found out a little bit ago that they're changing up their color palettes.
Yeah, we got the discontinued list, and like 90% of these colors were on the discontinued list. If you go way back in my Instagram feed, I'm working on a cowl that is using like 9 colors. It's using almost all of the colors here, and I love it. And I'm just going like, what? You discontinued what? But they're supposed to be introducing a new palette. I haven't seen it yet. I think some of the only ones that are crossovers are white, which we are out of because it's back ordered like a natural, and the black you're holding, and maybe one of the grays, and I don't remember which one. So we bought a bunch of the rest of it because we like the colors.
So we're out of room.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, you wanted to hang all of it up, Liz. Although we wouldn't have room anywhere else to store it anyway. Like,
but we have to get everything off the floor because people are going to be,
because more people might be coming in at some point in our lives.
So it's a catch-22 for minions, but
it's a catch-22 for all of us. Because oh my gosh, the worsted nook is just becoming a storage bin right now. And what if someone needs to look at worsted weight yarn? That's really my responsibility. She sorts the post-quarantine, and then that nook has become like my job to put away. I haven't put much away lately.
I was productive yesterday.
And I wasn't?
You were doing all computer work, which is a lot of work, and I don't want to do
just
that.
because you can't measure my productivity in floor space. Okay, we should stay on track here. We have 20 minutes.
Okay, so Ayni.
Ayni is fantastic. Ayni it's classified as a sport weight, and Liz is going to read more of the stats in just a second. But it really is almost like fingering weight. Like it can be used for fingering weight patterns. I have used it. I'm going to show you some stuff for fingering weight and sport weight.
It's fingering weight yardage.
It's fingering weight yardage, yes. So why don't you tell him that? I'll be like, roll that beautiful bean footage. Tell him the stats, Liz.
It's 80% baby alpaca, 20% silk. For you,
it's so soft and yummy.
It is so soft and yummy.
Good.
It is 218 yards for 50 grams.
Which would be like
half of a fingering weight.
Like fingering weight 100 gram skein of like merino is 437 or so. This would be 436. How is your math better than mine this morning? I was gonna say just shy of 440. Supposed to say. Okay. My brain was almost trying to tell me it was more. No. Okay.
They're recommending a US 4 or a 3.75 millimeter needle or a USD crochet hook.
Oh, that's tiny. Why you're coughing. I was coughing because something caught my throat.
Hand wash. Don't ring. It is so yummy.
Most of Amano's yarns have some level of alpaca in them. There's a few that are just wool. Something stuck in my throat. There are some that are different, you know. But I think we had one that was like, what was the pacha? That was like almost mohair and silk or something. But most have
it was shiny.
It was shiny. Most, we don't have it anymore, but most have alpaca or wool in them. And the alpaca is just so yummy. The alpaca's down there so yummy. I want to get vicuna from them one day, but that is a dream.
Okay. I work at a yarn shop. I reinvest my paycheck. I could have Rebecca order me some vicuna, but for my paycheck, I'd only get like 2 tiny little balls.
Vicuna is like a cousin of an alpaca or a llama, but it's like the king of the camelids, and like a little like 25 gram skeins or something like that would cost me like $250 to bring in, which is not your cost, it's my cost. So it hasn't happened yet. Anyway.
Like I said,
I
work at a yarn shop. And
someone tell me in the comments, is that digression number 5 or 6? So, all right. So, what colors do we have?
We have a beautiful neutral palette right now.
We've got like a blue gray. These have colors names, but not all of our tags may have the color names on them.
This is quartz gray. It's the lighter gray.
It's lighter. It's a little warmer and lighter. This is a little cooler, almost a blue gray. It's called Sunflower Seed. It's color number 5009.
5008. It's black, but I think it's got a name online like cracked pepper, or I don't know.
Something with pepper.
But it's black.
Yep. What's the color number on the quartz?
5010.
Okay. So 5010. There is a white, like I said, a cream, a natural. We're out of it. If we can ever get it back in, yay, but I don't know about that. I mean, eventually we'll be able to get it back in, but we don't have it right now.
This one could count as a neutral. It is nutmeg. It's kind of
it's like a warm brown.
Yeah.
It's not quite like a cinnamony. It's one of the colors in the cowl I've got. It's almost to a burnt sienna, but it's not that warm. Yeah. You know, it's really hard to describe.
It's a beautiful color though. Mm-hmm.
And then, hey, let's do the rainbow, because I like rainbows. Oh wait, no, we'll do the pink after the purple. Okay. Pink is hard to fit into a rainbow. I don't know. So this is 5002. I want to say this is paprika.
Yes.
Maybe, because again, this one doesn't have the color names. We did that for online listings and newer purchases.
Yes.
When I order, and this is like, depending on the dye lot, it can be a more orangey or more purpley. Like this one's a little bit darker, right? Then that's more orangey. We try to separate these by dye lot. If you purchase from us, we will try to make it all the same dye lot. If you order a really big quantity of this and we have it in multiple dye lots, we will contact you first and try to figure out what to do. Because again, I don't think I can reorder these. Sometimes when people order and it crosses dye lots, we will contact you and say, we'll reorder it so it's all the same dye lot. We cannot do that with this. So it's either take them from different dye lots, or if we think the dye lots are really different, we'll see if maybe you want to swap for another color, what have you. But you can always contact us before you buy to make sure that you'll be okay. You know, that's always the way to go, because it's complicated. If you've already made your purchase, and the credit card batch is settled or something, it's really hard for us to get your money back, to refund, which is why we do shop credit. Mm-hmm. Which means you get to get something else lovely from the shop. But I would rather you contact the shop before you hit buy. to make, if you're really worried about something like dye lot. That's my, again, I don't think it's a digression. I think it's a clarification. So
yes.
All right. No, but when I order these lovelies, I only have color numbers, and then online they list fun names. And so I try to get the names online for us too. So red, orange,
coral.
And it really is. It's between an orange and a coral.
Yep. It's 51.
It's not like orange, you know, it's a pale orange. And so yes, to call it coral, I would agree. Okay. Oh, by the way, for the paprika, it was 5002. And this is 5012. She already said.
It's 5011, and it is Cooper. It is almost a honey yellow.
Cooper is this great yellow that I'm going to show you in something I've made right behind me here, right next to me here. It's a soft yellow and almost pale. It's not like bright in your face, any type of yellow. But yes, honey yellow, I like that. It's not golden, you know, it's not pale.
It's like in the books with Winnie the Pooh. This is what color the honey is.
Oh, it's almost the color that Winnie the Pooh is.
Almost.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Okay. And so that was Cooper 5011.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You already said that. I just forgot already because I have a goldfish mind right now. We don't really have a green. What Liz is picking up is kind of a teal, right?
Yeah, it's a teal. They're calling it mint.
That's right.
It's a beautiful teal.
It's a beautiful kind of dark teal. To call it mint, like mint for a lot of people implies like that mint green, like for your shirt. Like for my shirt, or for like mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Yeah.
They're more doing like the actual mint plant almost, I think. Something dark. So
it is 5006.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do the light blue next.
Because that's like an aqua. I like that.
And they call it jade. So,
which, you know, I would call this closer to jade. It's not even really jade because that's green. But they're calling it jade. I would call it a very light, bright aqua blue.
Yeah. It is color number 5013.
Mm-hmm. And I'm so sad that some of these colors are not going to be returning because it's just,
This one is 5007. It is poppy blue. It's
like a nice sapphire blue.
Yeah.
It's almost a royal blue, but not quite that as intense as a royal blue.
Yeah.
It's a nice dark blue.
It's blue.
Mm-hmm. And then
we have purple, 5004. Let me see if we have a name on one of these.
The other one's raisin. So let's see what this one is.
Purple corn.
Purple. No, the other one's raisin.
Oh, yeah.
This purple one's corn. Purple corn. So again, yeah, I do think like when you've had Indian corn, which is probably a bad name, that has the purple kernels, this does actually look really close to it.
Yeah.
It's lighter than I'm seeing when I'm watching there, but I'm going to try to color correct. We'll see. Then there's this like maroon purple.
Yeah.
That she's holding. It's a deeper intense, and it's like a red purple. Yeah. And that one's called raisin. And what's the color
number is 5005.
Okay.
And then we have the pink.
It's fuchsia pink.
It's 5003.
And I should know what color this is, but
saffron.
I don't know if anything that has to do with saffron is a bright fuchsia, but this is
actually, there's a faux saffron flower that's that color.
Okay.
I have seeds for it.
All right. So let me show you real quick a couple of things I've made with the Ayni, and then we'll talk about our notion, and then we'll have to wrap up because the shop needs to open because we got going late today.
10 minutes.
It was probably my fault. But just as a reminder, this and the notions, once they're in the product of the week category on our online shop, you can get 15% off by putting in the code product of the week with spaces when you buy it. Contact us if you have any issues. So this is the Hotel of Bees, and we have some kits online, but I need to check inventory levels to make sure we can fill them. This is a crochet pattern. You want to grab that little corner? That it's really fun. It's written for sport weight. And again, this is a light sport weight. So it's very light and airy compared to what you might see of the pattern online or when you buy it, because it's such a light sport weight. We have Cooper. And this version has the quartz gray
and then the mint.
And the mint. which is that dark teal.
I love this because if you look, it's got a little honeycomb and more honeycomb, and big honeycomb, and there's even little bees.
There's little bees crocheted into it. It's really, really cool. And all the colors get a chance to make the little bee pattern. Yeah. So it's fun. And it takes about, I want to say 4 skeins of yarn.
Yeah,
maybe?
it might be
2
4
or
of
5.
The main color and then one
of each of the others. And you don't use much of that third color on the end. But that's one thing to show you how it knits up. And then I have never blocked this, and I haven't sewn my ends in.
I don't block
because life had got crazy. I still like to. I made a Papillon with the Ayni, and I think I only used 1 skein of each, and I had some leftovers because this is the moth version of the Papillon, which means I followed her instructions on when to change colors. You can do the moth version without changing colors. And I used, let's see if we remember all the color names. I call it aqua. What were they calling it? Jade. Jade. I use jade. I use the mint.
Saffron.
The saffron is a pop color in here. The gray, I think it's the quartz gray was my contrast. We've got the purple corn. We've got what I would call saffron, not
blue
saffron,
poppy.
Sapphire, blue poppy. And we have the raisin, and we have the cracked pepper. We have the black in there. So all these colors are in here. And here I'm gonna hold it really high. It was really fun to make. And I did it on because it's almost fingering weight, but I might have gone up to a 5.
Yeah, I think
instead of a 4 when I made it.
And I want to say, Marin, who wrote the pattern, in the moth version, she says it should only take the 50-gram balls, but out of 6, she ran out 1 time.
Yeah, and and I'm using leftovers from this in the cowl I'm making. So
if you run out, you can actually substitute
something else. It's great. Okay, that was the closest I could come to a fade with the color palette that we have, and it was really fun. So we have a pile of notions here. Oops.
Notion number 1.
Because she just handed it to. Okay. Go ahead.
It's the Mindful collection. The sterling silver plated chakra stitch markers. They are so cute. They come in a bag. They actually come wrapped in tissue paper, but for display purposes, we have one out of the tissue paper.
And there's different sizes.
There's different sizes on the stitch markers. Yes, there are. Let me open them up. So that one has a tiny little one.
So they'll work for they're
and a bigger one.
They're geared for smaller needles on the whole. Yeah. They're probably geared for 10s and under or something. But there's different sizes in there. It might even say on the little taggy thing. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Sterling silver. I mean, they have all these little mandala things hanging off of them. If you like the hangy type of stitch markers, these are for you. They're fantastic. 7 chakra symbols. That is not mandala so much. It's the different chakra symbols for the different energy points in your body. If you like that kind of stuff, this is for you. Practically grouped in sets of 10 in different diameters for all projects. So they don't tell you the actual diameters. Sets of 10. And do we know how many we have total?
There's 10.
Oh, there's 10 total?
I think there's 10 total.
Okay. See, we're learning as we
2, 4, 6, 8. Yes.
So there's 10 total. I thought there might be groups of 10. They need to clarify their language on this, but that's okay.
It looks like there are 3 small, 3 medium, and 4 large.
And 4 large. And the large ones, I would, if I had to guess, that is a size 13, maybe a size 15.
Yeah.
For what can fit through this. So there's actually a good range there, which is cool. And they have an explanation of the chakra symbols inside the little pouch.
Yep.
So that's cool too. I grabbed this because I wanted this to be part of it. If the sterling silver ones with the danglies are not for you, We have another set of, and here's the tissue paper it comes in. We don't have the tag on this one, or if we do, it's maybe, nope.
It's on the bag. Not.
Oh, the bag this comes in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I had to have the bag.
This is an assorted group of stitch markers that are plastic. So if the fancy, are you going to, okay. She's going to grab one off the wall to tell you. Before we move on, actually, did you read the price on this one?
Oh, no.
The sterling silver dangly stitch markers are $14.95 regular price.
And I don't think I read the price on the Ayni.
$12.75 for the Ayni, the skeins of Ayni.
Yeah.
Ta-da. So this is an assorted pack of stitch markers. I think they're all plastic and different kinds. What is the price?
$11.95 for 100 stitch markers.
So the silver ones are like 14 and change for 10. This is 100 for 11, but they are plastic.
You have 20 of the large, 20 of the medium, and 20 of the small circle ones.
They come in these cute little organza bags.
20, they're open. They're the.
Okay, the split ring.
Split ring.
Okay, so you said the medium, small, and large, right?
Yeah.
These are fixed circular, small, medium, large, fixed circular. Again, they're plastic. Liz is saying the split ring.
20 of those and 20 open closed.
And the open close are the closed, the clothespin looking ones. I can say, I'm going to open this one just to show off. For some people, this is their favorite. It's a plastic one, right? The plastic open close, they're not as sharp and stabby as the metal ones. So this is like an awesome value pack of all teal or kind of blue-green stitch markers. Each style is a slightly different shade of color. And you have this fantastic bag, and then it comes
zippered bag, and then you get the
get the drawstring bag that it comes in. And I got to shove everything down in here. So if you want the value pack of plastic ones, we're going to put those on sale this week. If you want the nice set of sterling silver in different sizes with the danglies, we're going to put those on sale this week. And then, but wait, there's more. I said, hey, let's put the knit blockers on sale. We've been talking about these on Sit and Stitch, virtual Sit and Stitch. We have 3 varieties of these now. We have the regular,
which are all white.
They're all white topped. So these are like these combs. Liz is going to show you in just a second. The combs have little points in them for blocking, for pulling and blocking. Instead of using pin, you can be like chonk, chonk, chonk. Pins with off-white tops, all of them are in the original pack that looks like this. Then they came out with for it's not Webs, Jimmy Beans, who does all of the rainbow stuff. They came out with rainbow knit blockers for Jimmy Beans, but after a while of Jimmy Beans only having them, then we all got them. Yay! And that means that there's a rainbow of colors inside of what the tops look like, which is fun. I'm not showing them to you because our open packs are at my house because I use them. But then the Mindful collection came out.
And it's all different.
They're all different teals. And Liz is going to show you. They come with 12 blockers that have 8 pins and 8 blockers that have 4 pins. So the 8 pins and the 4 pins. Bigger and smaller. The Mindful ones have the little mandala symbol on them and the different shades of teal. So and they're all the same price, I believe.
Yes.
So if you're a fan of teal, you can get the Mindful ones. If you like rainbow brights, you can get those. If you are just like, nope, I want the plain Janes, I have both of these sets. I don't have a Mindful set yet. I have both of these. We have knitters who have like 6 or 7 sets of them because then you can use them on anything.
I have 4 or.
I think shout out to Carol. She's got the most that we know of. But you can mix and match. You can get one of each. So it's $29.50 for a pack. That again has 12 blockers 12 of the blockers that are as wide as this, and then 8 blockers that take up half. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the more you get, the more you can pin out. So
They're
fantastic.
They're fantastic
For creating
especially
straight edges. Yeah, for creating a straight edge, because you can use them to line up the edge of the fabric and make it straight. I've used them on the Papillon because I'll use the smaller ones to pull out the pods when I'm not making them super pointy. I might still use them with T-pins when I have a lot of things that I need to pull out just points on. I'll use T-pins still. So it's not like they totally replace T-pins in my blocking set.
If you're a fan of lace wires, these will pull and have a more even, instead of T-pin,
or having it kind of get wonky. Not I mean, the wires won't go like this, but you can get a more graceful line with your wires if you use these guys potentially.
Yeah, so it's a firmer pull.
Hold it in place. Yeah. So anyway, it's time for us to open the shop. So I think we should stop talking or we should wrap up. Tomorrow, Dear Becky and Lizzy.
Dear Becky and Lizzy.
I don't know if we have any questions right now.
I don't, as far as I know, haven't checked my phone in the last hour.
You can email Liz if you want us to talk about something tomorrow. If you want to control the conversation, email
Liz@sundragonartandfiber.com.
If you want to send us a beautiful card that we can show off on camera and read next week, you can write Sundragon Art and Fiber, 35 South Broad Street, Brevard, North Carolina, 28712.
Our last card that we got came in after we filmed Thursday. Like so we had to wait a week.
I think it's the one we read last week.
Yeah.
But it arrived like on the day of Dear Becky and Lizzy, but we filmed before the shop opens. So it missed us. But we read it the next week. We always hang on to them. We actually have a little stack of beautiful cards that we keep here on the table that is off camera, but we keep them all, which I think is wonderful. And technically we keep all the emails because they're all in her email.
Don't get rid of them.
We don't get rid of them. But if you want to, and again, consider subscribing to the channel here and clicking the alert likes and all those things. That's free of charge and fun to do and helps us because my tips and tricks channel is running away and we need to catch up. So, and we will give you a sale if we hit 600 followers. That's our next benchmark. We're maybe at 534.
I know.
We dropped and then we came back up again a little. There's flux, right? But we're in the 530s. We'd like to get to the 540s. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. There's no obligation if you do that or expectation. It just helps us and maybe we'll get to a sale. And it makes our confidence go up. No. If you'd like to become a patron, which is more of a financial obligation, we have subscriptions on our Patreon account that are as little as $3, and they right now go up to $50 a month. The $3 a month is actually so helpful. And so see if your budget can allow it, and if you would like to help support us, and then you get perks too. So everybody gets a mention in the credits, and once you hit $5 a month, you start to get other perks as well, like rewards that Patreon will send you. Yay! So Friday is virtual sit and stitch. We had a great one last night. Friday night, it will be 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Zoom with the code for the shop.
828-877-3550. It's the shop phone number.
Sorry. I was speaking when you were speaking. I'm sorry.
Never happens.
Never, ever happens. Okay. And then we are open for business this Saturday. So by appointment, just as we always do. So we're not doing any special events on Saturday. Our next dual platform virtual sit and stitch is going to be on a Sunday. It will be July 18th. But the cycle repeats next week with all our episodes and sit and stitches and all that good stuff. So come visit us if you're local, make an appointment to come in, or we'll help you outside. And come to a sit and stitch if you're local or not local, and we will love hanging out with you. So we got to go.
We got to go.
I haven't finished adapting the sign to say that we're open on Saturday. I have to go do that. Bye. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. So much to do.